Good morning, hope I find you well. Do a brief touch on the game on Saturday as Bristol City rock up at the Stoke Kairos tomorrow evening. Welcome to Earguard Wrexham, I'm Steve Jones. Well, good morning to you, hope I find you well. Quick touch on Saturday's game. As I posted on Twitter, I didn't get to see the game on Saturday, I was otherwise engaged. So it was back to the old ways of doing it for me, and I was at the hands of the radio commentary guys, Radio Wales. Good job. Get it off from the beginning. It was a good point away from home. Fine, take that. I said it in my previous video, I'll be happy with the point. If there's a slightly concerning thing from me coming from the commentary only, I haven't even seen the highlights yet, I haven't got round to it, was the lack of, in fact we didn't have an effort on goal. I've talked to a couple of guys in work who didn't have a shot on target, didn't even push them. That's worrying. I know Kiefer wasn't playing. We can't become a one-trick pony when Kiefer plays. We've got to do something else. But in saying that, it's a point. Arthur, by what I heard in the comms again, was inspiring. Good shout to him. Another clean sheet. Happy days. Yeah, it was a good point. You know, to go down there, they've come down with £100 million parachute payment. They've had big money for the likes of Delap and Co that have left, so they've spent heavily. They've got a good squad and a good team, and they're well coached. So yeah, it's a good point. It's just the lack of going forward. There's a little bit of a concern when Keefer's not playing. Anyway, on Wednesday, Bristol City turn up at the Stoke Kairos. They'll be making the 150 odd miles trip, around about 3 hours, to play on Wednesday. A little bit about Bristol City, founded in 1894. That makes them 57th in the age pyramid of the Football League clubs. They entered the Football League in 1901, played at St John's Park until 1904, moving then to Ashton Gate, which of course is their current home. Last six for both. For Bristol City, it's 1-1, lost, drawn, 1, which obviously gives them 10 points, and with us, 1 drawn, 12 points. Now, before tomorrow, we will have played them 29 times, winning 9, drawing 5, losing 15, with 31 goals for, 45 against. Now, the first meeting I can find, and I'm going to put this out there again, it's not a sponsorship, it's not a plug, it's just the medium I use, Wrexham Archive. If you ever need any good data, that's the place to go for it. It's brilliant. The first meeting was the 13th of January 1923 in the first round of the FA Cup. There's 21,000 Ashton Gate for that one. We got a bit of a spanking, 5-1. The first league meeting was in Division 3, 1st of December 1962. 62 was a good year. 10,733. It was a 2-1 win for Wrexham. Brian Whitehouse and Ernie Pythian scoring for us on that occasion. Now, played for both. Now, I think you know where I'm going to go with this one. I'll go through the outfield players first. Jimmy Harvey, Matty James, Lee Trundle, Steve Stacey, former physio George Showell, Johnny Smith, Scott Brown. Okay, but you will not believe how many goalkeepers I've found. There may be more, I don't know. David Whitelaw, Bob Wardle, John Vaughan, Ronnie Sinclair, John Ruddy, David James, bit tenuous, Mike Hooper and Ben Foster all played for Bristol City. Every time I do one of these, the goalkeepers seem to come into ascendancy for some bizarre reason, and I find it very, very strange. Now then, on this day, no games really stood out. There's quite a list, as you can well imagine, but there's nothing there that's nothing significant, so I've skipped that one. Players we signed on this day, back in the day. Mike Lake we signed in 1992, good player Lake. Initially came on loan, of course, then we signed him on a permanent deal. Now, two guys here I can't even recall. Taylor McKenzie in 2015, along with Danny O'Brien. Sorry, chaps, I don't recall you. And I definitely don't recall the last two. It was Evan Williams in 1897 and Joe Williams in 1913. There's a guy called Rich Brother would probably disagree with that fact, but there we go. That's a different story. And two players born on this day tomorrow. Robbie Barnes, he would be 56 tomorrow, and Bill Bryant, 112. So where do I see tomorrow going? Well, a lot will depend on who we've got available, I think. If we can get Kiefer back on, I think we've got a good chance. Obviously, they're a good side. The league position doesn't lie. They're firmly ensconced in the playoff positions, but I think at home, with a good following behind us, we can give them a game. If Kiefer's unavailable and we start with Sam, I think we've got to play it more to his feet. He's not a target man, never will be. It's not his game. Every time the ball goes to him, if he does get a stick on it, there's nobody anywhere near him. He's just being played it all wrong. So let's get the ball on the floor to him, probably get Nathan Broadhead around him. But anyway, I'm sure we'll find out in due course when the gaffer puts his team out what's going to be happening on that one. Shout out to Ivor from South Wales Reds. He's kindly passed me a ticket for tomorrow. Thank you very much, Ivor. You know where I am. Grateful for that one. I think that's all I've got to report. Anything else, I think I'll have to pop up on a separate one should needs be. Have a good day. Just make sure you shout your loudest and your proudest tomorrow night. As things stand, I think I'm in the mice tomorrow. If you're there, give us a shout. Give us a wave. So it's an insult. I don't mind. I'm shoulders abroad. So have a good day. I'll catch you in the mice tomorrow. And as I always say to you, see you later.